All right, so I guess the place to start is so I feel like I've always, well, not always, but for many years I've known you.
Wait, who am I?
Who are
we
you?
gonna talk
Oh my
about
God.
that first? Who am I?
I am just fucking this up. I'm the worst interviewer ever.
What have I done?
This is the show that's never about magnets. We talk about stuff, but never about magnets. A pretty good show, and also fuck magnets. This is the show.
Everybody, this is the unstoppable, the incompromisable, the very frilly and super cute Jimni Cricket.
Yo, what's up, guys? Hi.
Yeah, you are I would call you a fixture of the Seattle rave scene.
Ah, good. I like fixtures.
You are absolutely like a key figure in this whole crazy thing we have here.
Seattle Rave.
Seattle Rave, which is a scene that has been very dear and important to me for many years.
Yeah, same with me.
Boris, how long have you been raving?
I've been raving for like 2.5 years now. That's what happens at Rave. Rave has always been to me about the community.
You were in China. Tell us about you threw raves in China.
Yeah. So, we just would throw these big parties up in the mountains.
I've known you for a long time, but I don't feel like we've always had kind of like a professional relationship. Like
That's true. I don't hang out with too many people, just in general.
Just in general.
So it's not you, it's me. I'm pretty introverted and pretty busy.
But it's cool because I feel like I know a lot about you, but I don't know a lot about you. So there's a lot of ground we can cover in the interview, and we can talk about sort of like all the crazy things that we've been a part of together in, doing raves and renegades and just crazy music stuff. And I guess like one of my questions, my first question is, how'd you get into this? Like what, right? This is a strange career path, right?
Yeah,
like
definitely.
it's super cool.
It is not a thing I thought would be a career path. It was just a hobby that was fun. I lived with some roommates when I was like 17-ish, and one day one came home with turntables. Before that, I did have an introduction to rave in that my brother was a drum and bass DJ under the name DJ Era, and he was with the Pressure Crew, which is like Zachariah and like a lot of the cuties, Nitsu, and like the people, a lot of them still spin. My brother still spins, but he plays techno now.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't play out. He has kids and stuff.
Yeah,
he's all grown up.
I'm married. Wife, children, house, everything. The full catastrophe.
So my roommate came home with turntables, and I was actually not allowed to use them unless I went and bought my own records. And so I bought my own records then. Records were the only option because it was the 90s. Bought some records. I was able to find Happy Hardcore Records. I'm saying too much.
No, it's fine. I'm a pro kind of guy. I think is.
I hate it. Whenever I watch like content that I film, I criticize myself for doing that. But when I first started buying records, finding hardcore records was extremely hard. So I bought house records also, just because I looked at all the bins and the labels, and house music had the most, and so I decided that there's the most variety here, so I was the most likely to find something I would like. So I bought a lot of house music in the beginning, and drum and bass. And then once I was able to get more hardcore, I collected more. We eventually got F8 Records in Seattle, which had a huge hardcore section. And that was delightful. Platinum Records had a very small hardcore collection. And then also, you could call Subsonic Underground on the telephone and you could give them your credit card number, and they would just send you records. They'd just send you some of the cool new happy hardcore.
Like a subscription service. The reason
or
I'm saying...
play it to you on the phone.
A landline telephone. It has the cradle, the handset again, earpiece and microphone, and the dial.
Like, no joke, there was not internet really yet. I didn't really have internet until I was like 20, I think.
Yeah. The reason I keep saying oh no is I as a musically inclined person, I like guitars and microphones, and I understand those to also be like a thing that can be lusted for infinitely, and an infinite amount of money can be spent on it.
Yeah, the shipping was so expensive. Once I did acquire the internet, then you would buy 10 records, but the shipping would be $50 also. So you'd spend $100
on records.
It becomes like $300 like really quickly. So at this point, I would say I think maybe I have 500 records. I'm not sure. It's like that IKEA case and that IKEA case. I have 2 of those IKEA cases that everyone has. I don't know. People of the internet, how many records is that? I have no idea.
2, yeah. There's a way you
and
can
then
figure
I have
it
2
out.
record crates also.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to just count one shelf and then
multiply
it and assume that that is somewhere
I feel
around
like
the correct number.
This is a job for math. I feel like
I fucking hate math, so I'm not going to do math, but someone else do math and just help me. Help me.
How many records do I have? Okay.
How many? Can we just Google how many records does Jimni Cricket have?
I'm going to measure it, and then I'm going to just post it in the description, and then like you guys can figure it out. Maybe that'll be fun.
We'll have a prize, and they'll actually count it.
Yeah.
You get a prize in the mail.
Yeah, but then you have to count your records.
Fuck,
do you want to do that? Are you
I'll
sure?
Do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Because I would like to have a solid answer. People ask me that a lot, so.
All right, cool. Let's do that. Yeah. So, okay, we're gonna. Yeah, that'll be a contest. only with the dimensions of the IKEA cabinet. How many records does Jimni Cricket have?
And I will send you my CD book in the mail. Unless you live I guess I'll do it international. I'll do it everywhere.
Really? You're going to go all the way? Wow.
$10 in shipping.
It's going to be
$20
going to be a scientist who's posted in Antarctica.
I'm loving this new Jimni Cricket match.
I hope so.
He's going to be the only one with the mathematical mind.
$20 out of my pocket.
All right, cool. So, your friend
bought the turntables. I wasn't allowed to use the turntables, so I then bought some records. That was really exciting. Eventually, my brother got booked at an Insomniac show in Hawaii, but they wanted him to pay for his flight there.
Oh, that's...
And he didn't really have the income to do it at the time, which is really funny because he's quite wealthy now. This would not be an issue, but 20-year-old problems, like when we were children's.
Right.
So he pawned me the turntables because I had enough money to pay for it. So I paid for his flight, and he let me borrow the turntables, and then he was going to buy them back. And he decided I liked them so much that I could just keep them, and he would buy new turntables, and that's what happened. So I still have my brother's turntables today. One of them is in storage because I did break the tone arm. Really recently, like during Hardcore Hodgepodge, I stepped over it and my fat pants got stuck on the tone arm and it fucked it up. And that is a $170 replacement. I just haven't done it yet.
Bummer.
I did buy a new turntable though from Sake Bomb and Doughboy together combined. I don't know, it's a weird...
Yeah.
Both owned it at one point, but so they donated...
It's like a timeshare.
Yeah, they donated the turntable to the Jimni Cricket Fund for a very reasonable price. And
That's great.
that is my current
So,
setup.
When you get together with your brother, do you guys just do do you just tag?
I have never DJ'd with my brother ever.
Really?
Not ever.
I mean, I feel like that would be...
I have DJ'd at his house. I stayed at his house for probably way too long when I was a little displaced child. So he did get to hear me spin probably Trainwreck, Happy Hardcore every morning. It was probably really great for him when I was learning because I would practice every single morning.
Does he still play?
Yeah, he plays techno now.
Yeah,
he has nicer gear than I do.
But you mentioned he doesn't play out. He plays.
Yeah, I don't think he really plays out. He does have a SoundCloud. You can post it in the link. You can listen to my big brother's stuff. Yes.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm having an idea. Obviously, like it would take more than us. But if I ever do a rave again, can I book your brother to play a tag?
He lives in LA, unfortunately.
I don't give a fuck. I will like to have.
If my big brother wants to play a tag set with me, I will absolutely play with him.
Yeah, sure. we could have like voting.
I'll have to play techno.
Big brother versus little sister, and like
he can play drum and bass. He probably still collects drum and bass. I would hope. That was his roots. He played drum and bass for 20 years or whatever.
You have great taste in drum and bass.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really like your drum and bass. Okay, cool. So, all right. So you got into it that way. So like, who were you growing up? Like, were you like artistic?
Who was I? I didn't know. I was crazy. I was a crazy hoodlum child. I worked at a theater, so I guess I was a drama brat.
Cool.
I worked at Bellevue Youth Theater since teenage years till I was 24 or so. I think once I started touring pretty regularly, I ended up quitting the theater because it was too stressful to be out of town every weekend and try to do a 9 to 5 is exhausting. But I really do love them. I talk to a lot of those people still. And so I would say yes, I was artistic. I did costuming with the theater and makeup, and I like doing fun art things. I've always liked to draw and paint and be artistic.
That's making a lot of sense to me, right? Because
and now that I do Twitch, I'm getting to call on all that information, and now I'm doing lighting and weird theater stuff again.
Did it start with Hardcore Saves the World?
What do you mean?
Like the merging. Like your Twitch show is kind of like a merging.
Yeah, definitely. I actually talked to IanK. We talked about doing Hardcore Saves the World online.
Oh,
that was like a definite discussion. But Ian lives really far from me. It's a pandemic. He has a 9 to 5. He has a delightful wife. He has a cat. He has shit to do. And like, definitely, I'm pretty time crunched. And the amount of money you make on Twitch, because like I'm not partnered right now, so Twitch does take half my money.
Oh, wow.
So paying a mod is hard enough. And I do, like, that's kind of essential to have like a right hand woman who's pretty much a volunteer. Thank you, Luna. Thank you, Luna. I love you. Thank you for programming my bots.
That's... Yeah.
But yeah, just the practicality of trying to do it when we don't live together. The beginning of Hardcore Saves the World, or shortly after we started Hardcore Saves the World, I lived with IanK. He rented me his attic. So it was much easier to do that collaboration. I think it both maybe hurt Hardcore Saves the World and added to it, because there's probably like a lot of stress as his obnoxious roommate, and we worked together artistically, but also working artistically with someone and just having that person accessible is so good. And then like Ian is a saint. He's literally the best person on earth. He is so smart and artistic and patient, and cool. Like, yeah, he's so cool.
You know, Ian once Ian once did a pat down for me. So like, it was, so someone at a show came up to us and they were like, this guy is like selling drugs at the show. And I was like, oh God. And I was like, well, it's going to be really weird to confront him and do all of this. And I had this idea. I said, what if we got IanK to do it? And
you're getting patted down by a famous person.
And it was, so I went up to the guy, and like Ian like laughed, and he's like, I'm down. I'm like, okay, cool. And I went up to the person. I was like, hey, listen, I'm the promoter. Can we talk? Can I talk to you real quick? And I pull him out. I'm like, listen, look, someone said they saw you selling drugs here, and I either need to throw you out or I need to like do a pat down and like research this. And the guy's like, oh no. And I was like, but the good part is you're gonna get your pat down by IanK. And like we're outside, and you know there's a line of people, and they were kind of listening in, and the guy's like, I'm gonna get a pat down by IanK. Wow, motherfuckers. And he's like got his hands on the ball, and he's like, yeah. And everyone in the crowd's going, woo. The whole line there. It was
usually
great.
have to pay for that shit. That's
Yeah,
great.
usually have to pay for IanK pat downs.
Yeah.
It was great.
Should I avoid swearing also?
Nah, I don't
Okay.
give a fuck. Yeah.
YouTube cares about that stuff. They will demonetize you.
Yeah, they will. It's a weird. I looked into this. It's like if it's in the first minute of the video, they will.
Yeah, otherwise they're not gonna catch it.
I think they just want to make sure that the content isn't super low quality and just like, you know, a bunch of
Filth.
swearing. Yeah, just
Filth.
filth.
It's
Filth.
not filth.
They want to keep the children's minds pure.
So those of you that don't know, Hardcore Saves the World was a performance act that I did with IanK and a group of other lovely humans. Ashley Johnson and Becca and many, many others. We had many cast members throughout the years. SK was a cast member. Justin Vandergriff was a cast member. Graz was a cast member. So many cast members. And it was a action-packed musical adventure where IanK and I were superheroes and we fought giant mascots on stage. And it had a storyline and it was quite delightful.
Incredible.
Did some scratching together. It was very fun. And now it's just like this myth. We still get likes on our fan page, which is really weird. I don't know how they know about it. There's like one remaining good video and I don't think it's online.
Oh, can we get a clip of it?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll bug you in for that.
That's great.
We could put that now.
It was. I mean, I remember. I only saw it a couple times, but you guys, you didn't do it too many times because it was so much work.
It was a lot of effort.
Yeah.
I think we did 6 shows, 6 or 7. I think.
It was mine. It was like the amount of effort, you know, because like putting things together and doing shows and deco and all this, like you understand, you're not just understanding like, oh, this is entertaining like stuff to watch. You're like understanding all the hours. It's like, oh wow, they did all these costumes and they had to like dub all of the voices and come up with the scripts and figure out the sets and like the choreography. It was really amazing stuff.
It took a long time.
Yeah, but I feel like you're still doing that in spirit with your new thing.
Yeah.
Not since the beginning of time has man known such terror.
No.
Last time you remember, Jiminy and the Cadets hosted a music festival and combed the ocean for crabs to join their celebration. On this week's episode, the Cadets have established evidence of an undiscovered, unruly, enormous, extraordinary, amphibious humanoid, and they've been tasked with hunting down this uncharted creature of the deep. Has this fishman been on a fury-filled frolic or engaged in indiscriminate bloodshed? Will they find him guilty of murder? Find out this week on... Definitely Hardcore Hodgepodge is a similar theater experience where it is a show that you watch from beginning to end. This time it includes the audience. You get to help figure out whatever puzzle we're doing, or we get to like name the characters together, and it's kind of like Dora the Explorer, but Rave, and I swear a lot. It's definitely for adults, not for children.
Yeah, I was saying it's kind of like Rave bedtime stories for adults.
Yeah. I've had someone call it Saturday morning cartoons.
Yeah. It's really cool.
I do like it to have the childish vibe, but then very, I don't know, edgy.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, you know, when they think of Jimni Cricket and they, you know, they look at you and they see the cute and like happy hardcore, that is like I think a lot of people don't realize, or maybe they forget, like how hard your stuff
It
is.
all is. All of it. The music is hard. The personality is gruff. It's not super cute all the time.
Not all the time. You got an
Okay.
edge, and that's
I'm a little
awesome.
mean. I'm a little rude. I like rude jokes. I like creepy content. I do like doing the horror shows and stuff more.
Yeah.
A little bit on Hardcore Hodgepodge. The audience gets to also pick the theme of the show next week, and we can go anywhere and do anything. So like,
That's awesome.
there are some weird ideas.
That's great.
There's some weird ideas.
I think I saw them on your Facebook page.
Yeah, we do it all in the groups now because Facebook removed polls from personal page.
Oh.
So you have to do it in the group, but that's okay. The group thing has been working out.
That's good.
Yeah.
Was one of them Jimni Cricket is a basic bitch?
Yeah, that is what won
Yeah.
this week's post.
I'm
I
excited.
am breaking out the Uggs and the pumpkin spice.
I'm so excited
too.
That's great.
I've been trying to convince Leo to puppeteer for me, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Is he a puppeteer?
He's good at it.
Cool.
He's not a
doesn't-
puppeteer.
He doesn't
but
have a master's degree in
he
it.
is good at it, yeah.
Cool.
But he also does not want to do the podcast, and that is okay. Or the stream is... I am not going to put my partner in a position where they have to work for me. That is fine.
I get it. It's there's
they did not choose to be a streamer
about being like I'm gonna be a public person now, and it's like, wait, what have I done?
Leo is a very private person.
Yeah.
They do moderate for me, and they volunteered to do that. They like that.
That's good.
Keep an eye on things. Yell at me to do my routines.
Oh, it's a little me.
Yeah, it's you. Double kolakuma.
That's great.
There's no weird skeleton bears though, so I don't have a
That's too
miniature
bad.
me.
But you do have the gremlins.
I do.
Oh, that's great.
This one, it looks like a hairless gremlin.
Yeah. He kind of looks like he
very
got
derpy.
like he ate some peanuts and he shouldn't have.
He is having a reaction.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. So, you were young. You were doing theater. Someone gave you a record addiction. That
Oh yeah. So I
turned into
started
a
doing
career.
that. From there, I made a lot of demos. No one cared. You couldn't play Happy Hardcore. It was illegal.
Was it?
Everyone hated Happy Hardcore.
Right.
If you heard the word Happy Hardcore, it was like Hiss Run. From like IanK and Dummy would get bookings occasionally in Seattle, and that's about it. Until Victor from Love Tribe. Well, we would throw our own shows. So Medora Mew and myself, Sean, Pandemonium, Northwest Hardcore in general, so Nick Climax, and a bunch of really fun, cute people would all come together, and just every DJ that played Happy Hardcore got to play. Did not matter if you're bad or good, just everyone got to play. And no one got paid. It was just like a fun, let's get together and play Happy Hardcore.
So, I want to just place this the era. So, what were people wearing at the shows?
Definitely fat pants and Adidas.
Visors?
And visors and candy and homemade outfits.
That's the
pretty cute. Early 2000s.
I miss
probably late 90s still also.
I missed that era. I think I was like the next iteration or generation.
Once fluffies. You're like the fluffy era?
Yeah, everyone was fluffy. Yeah, that's true.
So you got the go-go fluffies.
Go-go fluffies, and that was pretty cool with that. But one time I ended up at this Renegade, and it was a break-in in a warehouse, And this is a totally made-up story. There are no break-in parties in reality.
That would be illegal.
That would be illegal, and
we don't do illegal.
I don't.
Things here.
I've never been part of such things.
I only believe in the doings of Raptor Jesus. And
Raptor
he says
Jesus.
No.
Raptor Jesus is a
no to illegal.
Yeah, he's a wise shepherd.
Yeah.
A raptor. I'm just.
Yeah, he would just eat all the sheep.
He'd just eat all the sheep, but you would solve your sheep problem, right?
You wouldn't have to herd them.
You wouldn't have to herd them. Like, everyone could go to a rave instead.
Okay, so you went to this party.
I went to this party. Sorry, tangents. All right, I went to this party, and it was like an acid house show in a warehouse where it was totally dark. In the center, they had 2 stages facing away from each other, and they had lights around the outside, and people were riding bicycles around it, and everyone had fat pants and visors and stuff, and it was like really cool. It felt like I had been time warped back into this like era I missed, so it was like I still got to enjoy that time, and that was such a cool. It felt like I went to rave church. You know, it was like, I don't know how to explain.
A groundbreaking moment in rave history for you.
It was, yeah, well, it's like if you're in the hip hop scene, and you ended up at a show that had like Grandmaster Flash and like all these old school people and like the old school vibe was there. You know, it was like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like you can only appreciate it if you're into a culture, and then like you feel like you missed something, and then you got to stumble into it. It was really cool. Did you do shows at NAF?
Yeah, I did get to play NAF only one time. One time. And I tagged with Medora Mew, and her costume caught on fire.
Oh, wow.
Like, because we were outside, and there's a space heater right behind us.
Whoa.
So her costume literally caught on fire. Yeah, that's all I remember about it.
I was at a show where a bass bin caught on fire and then started blowing flames out into the audience. Nice. So they had to like roll this thing out as it was like spraying like fire and smoke everywhere.
That's dangerous.
It was really scary, but it was pretty metal. Like everyone liked it, which was weird. I don't know, ravers are weird people. Like they were like, "Yeah, the speakers are blowing fire."
Subject: fire. Dear Sir Stroke Madam, I'm writing to inform you of a fire.
You always have at least one crazy mashup and like at least one 3-deck mix, I think. Like at least in all the sets that I've heard of yours before.
I try to like make sure that each mix is different. Like I don't like the style of mix. I like to make sure it's very broken up. And lots of genres, just like I try to play at the top of my ability. I guess. Do as much as I can with what I have.
It makes sense. I mean, it's to the people that understand it makes it like this. It's a lot more fun, you know. It's like when
even if no one gets it, like I am interested in doing this thing, so like, who cares if it takes me 10 more hours to like do it in an interesting fashion that I am passionate about, even though I'm sure I could get the same amount, or I don't know, maybe I could get the same amount of attention doing very little preparation and really just being a personality. I think a lot of DJs are very successful just being personalities, and I don't know if that's bad or not. Like Twitch, it was like a very emotional thing for me. I think a lot of people get really emotional about Twitch because there are a lot of people who are just like fun. It's like an influencer culture. So some of them are just nice and like they're not super invested in their craft, but you still want to watch them because they're super nice, and that's okay. That is a relaxing, fun, like it's entertainment. Not everything has to be like, I also like watching DJ Craze, which is like amazing the whole time, and my socks are blown off. The technicality is like perfection, and he can just be perfect for hours and hours and hours, and like it's a top-notch show. So good. But it's also nice to watch little baby DJs who are like learning just be cute. I don't know. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
That's fine. That's
Yeah.
has a good place, and like all their friends are watching and excited, and like that's like a cool thing that you forget about. Like at the beginning of your DJing, like how enthusiastic your friends are. They want to encourage you. They like reflect and relate. Like that makes them feel like they can try it. Like if you're watching DJ Craze, you might not leave that set being like, I could do that also. But if you watch like a new DJ, you're like, oh, I could do that also. So like it might be encouraging like to watch something more entry level.
I think it's cool. Like DJing is also kind of a way where it's like you get to kind of like drive the ship, you know what I mean? Like you're kind of, if there are people listening, or if you're in a party, even if it's a small one, if you're the DJ, you're kind of controlling the energy of the room,
creating the vibe.
The vibe
is all about the importance of vibes, because as music makers, it's our job to both set the vibe and capture the vibe.
You're a shaman, you know, and I think that's really valuable for people. So like, especially like if you maybe if you don't have a feeling like you have a lot of like control or power in your life, this can be a thing that you can pour yourself into, and you get to, you know, like pour yourself, you get to exercise a positive control over a receptive audience.
Yeah, I like that. That's
cool.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
And also like that goes back to the technicality, like where I have to like learn to not be jaded about it. Like someone doesn't need mad mixing skills to be able to do that. They have to have a good taste in music.
Yeah.
It's okay to be a DJ that just has good taste in music.
Yeah.
And like that was a hard thing for me to like realize, because I practice every day, and I have for 23 years I think we're at now. So that's like a whole child. There's a whole adult. 23-year-olds are adults. I have DJed a whole adult life, and realizing that that's like the practice and hard work is really fun, and I love it, and it's great. But there can be other things outside of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
that's okay. They contribute to the scene. They're good.
Excellent.
Questions.
Do you want to?
No cards. No cards. Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even put a rubber band around them. All right. These are questions from the adoring audience.
Okay.
All right. So this is a question from Kira C. How did you get so damn cute? I'd love to know that. Her fashion sense is absurd.
Thank you, Kira. I actually just went online and I bought some cute off of eBay. It was $16.99, and it just comes in a bottle. Take it. They're cute. I'll send you a link.
That's how you do?
Yep,
You just
that's
drink
all you
it?
do. You just drink the cute.
Oh, maybe I should do that.
Yeah, if you want. I have some extra bottles. We can do some cute shots afterwards.
Yeah, can we make them into Jell-O? And
Yeah.
all right, this is a question from Elizabeth L. These lights are making... What's the biggest obstacle she's had to overcome since getting into the scene? And she gives some examples: respect, self-confidence, finding your sound, etc.
Like my current, I have like a lot of, because I'm entirely on the internet almost right now. So I think marketing yourself as a product is really hard, just because if you get negative feedback or low views on things, you are the product. So that means you are bad. And that's hard. I don't know. And also just being like a goofy looking person, like I am not traditionally attractive. So, and being in a market where you have to sell yourself as like this very, if you are traditionally attractive, you will make more money, and it does not matter how much you practice. This is just a thing. So, I don't know, change how you look, but you can also just not. I don't know. Yeah. You should just not. Just be yourself, and
it's really hard.
It'll be good or it won't be good. Who cares? I don't know. So yeah, I guess self-esteem in general. Also, like not getting to sleep and eat on tour sucks. It sucks. there's nothing more to say
Yeah.
other than it sucks. It's really hard. It's emotionally hard to not see your friends when you want to. It's like a little emotionally hard to like miss weddings and funerals and stuff because you have gigs. But gigs are really rewarding, and I feel very lucky to have them because I know a lot of people would love to be playing them, so I'm so honored that anyone would come see me live, and I appreciate it. It's definitely worth just putting your life on hold to do this big art thing. It's good.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of people appreciate that, so.
I hope so.
Yeah. From Oliver B. I skipped one. Is it alright to play the same track twice in a set?
If it's a different remix or you're doing it a different way, I think that could be done with grace.
Okay.
I think it's alright, but if you're just doing it because you're like too fucked up, or the CDJs now will tell you if you've already played that song. So just,
okay.
Yeah, the new ones, they highlight it. So just look for that highlight and don't do it if it's a mistake.
Yeah. I just was thinking of the video of, who is it? DJ, Psytrance DJ, and he's completely tripping, and it's like this massive show, and he's just up there like...
That's not when you do that. So my recommendation is don't do drugs if
while
you
you
can't
work.
Play.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Well,
it's like a real job. I definitely tagged with someone at a show one time, and they got lit, and they replayed Love of My Life, I think, or something. Maybe Shooting Star is one of the two of them. Is one of the big happy hardcore anthems. They had like just played it, and I had to be like, girl. But it's really funny, so it didn't matter. It's a fun time. I think it's great that they replayed it because now I can like trash on them for it. No, I'm just kidding. It was really funny. We got to make fun of them after.
This is a politically dangerous one.
Oh shit!
All right.
Don't cancel me. Whatever I say.
I mean,
I'm sorry.
they'll be fine.
I'm trash.
The sketchiest show you've ever played.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I had like a variety of yeah, I have to think of like what I mean, there was a show in Humboldt where I just refused to go. I just didn't even show up. I didn't like catch the flight.
What were the
because they couldn't
red
get
flags?
gear, and I like I gave them a phone number for a person to call to get equipment. So they wanted me to go on the plane, but there's no equipment there, and I knew they hadn't rented equipment. They said there was no equipment. So like, because they couldn't make this phone call and rent equipment, for sure that. As far as like silly drama things that have happened, I have a really good one.
Okay.
Let me think about how I can tell this, and so Raptor Jesus isn't mad at me. So I went my first gig in LA.
Okay.
I went with all my friends. It was really fun. We went to Disneyland. I went with like marvelous, fantastic ravers they had known for a really long time. And we get to the show that night, and sorry, the police are there. Like 8 o'clock, we show up, the police are there. And so the promoter is like, don't worry, we have a backup location. And I tell my friends to go home. Like, just go back to the hotel. You guys don't have to be involved in this. And my partner stayed with me. And we had a friend who's like, oh, you can have a ride with us. And they smashed a beer. And I was like, oh, no. But
oh, no.
I agreed. I got in the car with someone just smashed a beer. Don't do that. Don't do that. No.
Never do it.
No, don't do that. And the backup location was in the middle of the woods. So we're driving around, and he's just driving crazy in a sports car, and I'm in the middle seat of a sports car. There is no middle seat in the sports car, so I'm just like shoved in between some ravers in the weird bump on this like very nice
drunk
car.
Guy is just...
Well, drunk guy who might be partaking in other acts. is driving erratically in the woods, and
no.
that is so scary. And I am feeling very, very ill. I make him pull over, and I start throwing up in the bushes. And it turns out I had food poisoning from Disneyland clam chowder.
Oh,
So
no.
I'm puking, and he's like, "Oh, you must be so fucked up." And I was like, "No, bro, I'm not on your level. I'm not so fucked up.
I'm not
I
on
just
your
had
level."
clam chowder." And then I think my partner also threw up in the bushes because
God.
they had the clam chowder.
Oh,
And we
no.
get back in the car, we're done puking, and then speeds off, and I'm like trying to fall asleep, so if we die, I die in my sleep. That's the
Right.
justification there. And we get to the woods location, and the promoter comes up, and he's like, "Jiminy, I have CDJs." And that's why I only played vinyl. So I didn't play CDs at all. I was like, "Dude, I only
After all of
have
that.
I only have records." And he's like, "Oh," and wanders off. And then he comes back. He's like, "Jiminy, I got CDJs." I'm like, "We just had this conversation." And I look at his face. It's just covered in powder.
Oh, no.
I don't know what that powder was. It was probably flour. He was probably a baker, and that baking made him really dumb. And so I'm like,
no.
"I'm sorry, I can't. No, I can't." And I think I slept in the car, and I eventually got back to our hotel. So my first show in LA was a no-go. And then the second time I played in LA, they just left me at the airport. Just, like, my cell phone service wasn't working very well, and I think...
Oh, no.
Yeah, so their
No one
solution
picked you
was
up?
just like, "Don't get her." And my partner at the time posted on MySpace, and a different promoter ended up, he was picking up Chris Unknown, so he's like, "Oh, let's get Jiminy also." So after being at the airport for like 5 hours,
Oh, no.
and this random boy was like, I think on hallucinogens and following me around. He's like, "I really want to go to the rave." And I was like, "Fine, you can just come to the rave, you random hippie, if my ride says yes." And
That's
so
cool.
the ride was like, "Sure, let's take this crazy hippie that you found at the airport." And then the UK headliner. And we stopped at a fast food restaurant so everyone could get food. And the sketchy Ravers started acting like really sketchy, and so we just decided we were just gonna leave him at just leave him at Burger King. This is really terrible. I would not do this now. This is unethical behavior. But when I was a teenager, early 20s-year-olds, we didn't know. We just didn't know. As a society, we did bad things. So don't do bad things now. So yeah, we take off. We just leave this guy. Because he's like talking to himself and just started getting like really sketchy. We're like, "Oh, we can't babysit this person who flew to LA with no plans.
Right.
This is not what's happening." But then we realized we had his backpack. So we had to drive back.
You had to go back.
And we just like kind of tossed him the bag.
Oh,
and
no!
then I think someone called the cops because they thought it was like a bomb threat as like leaving the backpack.
Oh, no.
But we drove away. And then the party was actually really successful and fun. And it's where I met Synthwolf. But they forgot to get Synthwolf a hotel.
Oh, no.
So I was like, "Hey, random Synthwolf that I've never met, but you look like a nerdy, cute little furry. You can just stay in my hotel room, strange boy."
Yeah.
Maybe not a good decision, but it was, because Synthwolf is the best. He's so cute, so cute. Yeah, so that was...
There was a lot of, like, there's a lot of this kind of...
sketchy.
Yeah. But there's a lot of, like, things like that in rave culture. It was like, "Oh, yeah, come on, get in my car. I'll drive you somewhere. I'll do this thing." Like, whatever.
Okay.
It seems fine.
That's also just what you do, I think, as a teenager.
As a teenager,
Yeah,
yeah.
you're just like, "This is a fun adventure.
This is adventure time.
I'm not going to get knifed."
Yeah.
Till you do.
Till you do.
And then you can tell stories about getting knifed when you're my age.
I'll just briefly, I just want to share my sketchy story. I helped some friends set up a show. And it wasn't my show. I wasn't going to it, but I was helping my friend who was running sound there do it. And, you know, things were kind of set up. I was like, oh, this is cool. Leave. Next day, I go to work, and I get this call while I'm at work. And I was just down the street from the venue, and it was the friend saying, Brian, come here. I need you. I need your help. Can you bring anyone from your work? And I'm like, okay. And I asked some people I work with, hey, do you want to come, like, help me, like, tear down sound at a rave? And they're like, yeah, sure. So we go down there, and we walk in, and the way the venue was is there was, like, a main stage, and then there was, like, this side area, which was, like, the chill stage. Mm-hmm. The chill stage had, there was, like, a pipe that was broken out of the wall, and water was, like, shooting down. So there was a puddle, right? And there were beer cans floating around in the chill area.
So you get electrocuted.
Yeah. Yes. So there were muddy footprints going up the sides of the walls, like quite high. I have no idea how that happened. I can only imagine someone took their shoes off and was like doing this all over the walls. Mm-hmm. And, you know, so I see that. Oh, and one of the walls was scorched because there was an electrical problem and everything caught fire and caught the wall on fire. Oh, no. So that was like all scorched. And then I go around the corner and there's my friend who's just pissed, just like pulling his wires down and stuff. And one of the guy who's supposed to help him tear down, who's on the crew, was standing in the middle of the venue, this giant venue. There's no music, completely high, out of his mind, dancing, like the party's still going. And I stood there and I just started laughing, and you know, I was laughing like ha ha ha, like projecting, and I walk all the way up to my friend and I'm still laughing, and he looks at me and he's like, what's funny? And I said, it's just so bad. It's just so bad.
Oh, it's funny because it's true.
I think everyone's thrown a sketchy party. If they've thrown parties, I think it's the default. Like, if you don't do it, like, right, if you don't know all the ways it can go bad.
There weren't really drugs involved, so that's good.
Yeah, drugs are like
just,
gasoline.
Stupid. We're just, like, stupid. We told the venue owner it was a pajama party. Stupid.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, it's just a lock-in, dude.
It's just a lock-in.
It's just a lock-in.
Oh, no.
And then Ravers had power tools. And
what?
Like, yeah, we were setting up, and this guy really wanted to build a fountain. And so he brought all this stuff to do it and just let Ravers use power saws outside. And they're using, like, folding chairs to hold up the wood. And, like, standing on the other side. And, like, somehow no one got hurt. And they built this monstrosity. And then he put a bunch of goldfish, like, live goldfish, at a rave. And the fucking fountain he built.
Oh, no.
And at the end of the night, he was like, does anyone want these goldfish? I was like, I guess I'll take them. And he's like, that'll be $20. I was like, wait, I don't really want to buy your fish. I don't want goldfish. And he's like, well, I'm going to pour them down the sewer drain if you don't buy them. So he was like holding these fish hostage.
Wow.
Unless I paid him money to save their life.
That's
I think
intense.
my friend
did. You do it?
I think my friend bought them.
Oh, no.
So I was like, what the fuck am I going to do?
What are you going to do with this?
I don't want goldfish.
do you want
to get them a real ethical cage and stuff. I'm not going to keep them in like a teeny tiny.
Are you going to buy this puppy from me?
Yeah.
Let me know.
It's going to die otherwise.
I once gave everyone free gum at a show.
That's a bad idea.
It was a dumb idea. We were scraping gum off of the floors for like 2 days.
No gum is a really good rave rule. I think that is okay.
Yeah,
I don't know about the no pacifiers, no glow stick shit. But
no glow sticks.
Yeah, you can't bring anything into a rave. You have to have like a clear bag now. And it's just like you can have nothing.
I mean, I understand it, but, you know.
But how are you going to wear your pasties and have, like, no things? You have to have things.
That's true.
You have to bring stuff to do.
Yeah.
No pockets.
The most together raver I ever met, I was working a Stay Safe booth with them. And she was like, all right, look, this is my bag. This is my rave bag. And she opens it up, and she's like, I have ibuprofen. I have earplugs. I have a snack.
Yeah,
I have a
all the
pillow.
things.
I have like,
You
I'm
to
like,
have the
whoa,
rave
like,
bag. That's important. That's a really important thing to have. To Band-Aids, tape.
from our very dear mutual friend Basil.
Oh, I love Basil. Hi, Basil.
Worst promoter experience. Which could
yeah.
be a riff on
no, yeah, I'll just fucking trash on them. I don't care, because I spared their life before.
Oh, God.
I played for a promoter in LA, and...
LA has bad...
It's always fucking LA. God. But LA throws really good parties,
oh, yeah.
So bless LA also. So this promoter... It's just they didn't have the right gear, nothing was working, bar, par usual. Someone got tased at the show.
Whoa.
Fucking mess. It was very far away. At the end of the night, they couldn't pay me, and so I asked for their wallet. I was just like, give me whatever you have. Oh, no. And I think I walked out with like $20 or something, and I hit them up afterwards, and we were on a payment plan. I was like just very upset because it was a very unprofessional night.
Yeah, that's...
And I was like, just send me $20 a month for the next however months. And he said to me, you're lucky that I have a crush on you, and or I would not pay you shit, I think was the quote. Fuck? So I'm gonna vote that person as the most sketchy fucking promoter. And then he went to jail. He was like doing balloons the whole time.
Oh, no.
You know, just fucking don't book me if you don't think I'm good. If you think you're gonna sleep with me, don't do it. You're not. There's prettier DJs too. Just go get a pretty one. I don't know. Leave me alone.
That's.
Leave me alone. So yeah, that bitch.
That's horrifying.
That bitch.
I mean, like, you know, there's like the kind of like sexual assaulty vibes of that, but also just not paying
weird.
Someone.
Yeah, I think I was like, don't fucking bother to pay me.
It's
Actually,
like,
just don't talk to me ever again.
It's bad to be a sleazeball, and it's bad not to pay people that work for you. But it's really bad to be both. Like, yeah, he said the quiet part loud.
Why did you say that?
He could have just kept it to himself. He could have, yeah. Okay.
It's okay.
Steve L. Little things that can make any event very special for everyone.
Like
any event?
Like, what are nice things that make the experience good that I provide or the promoter provides? What do you think?
I don't know.
I like it when promoters provide chill rooms and safe spaces with snacks.
Chill rooms
and
are cool.
Free water. I think those things enhance the experience. I also love it when promoters spend time to decorate. I really love that. I think each rave should have a cool theme and be really memorable. Mm-hmm. And how I contribute to a thing being memorable, I like to tailor the sets. So, like, I just played a Frozen party, and we did lots of Frozen mashups. We played the Madonna song. We played the Frozen song. We did all the cold as ice. We went there.
Cool.
I'm going to double down on how cheesy it is, but I really like to,
Did you play Ice Ice Baby?
I did not. I should have.
Okay.
I have a few good mashups I've done with that. I actually have a Cold as Ice with Ice Ice Baby mashup that I made, so I should have played that one, but I didn't.
Okay.
We weren't dropping it that low because that's like a slower one.
Right.
It was a fast night.
But
I've
at least
already
160
done it.
BPM.
We've already done it. Okay.
Next. Oh my God, this is my favorite one.
Okay.
And we might have to cut it because it's going long. What is your preferred flavor and type of cake to use for massage?
Oh, yeah. I'll just tell this story so everyone knows. Is that better? Would you like that?
Is it a story?
Oh, yeah. That is a dig on me. A long time ago, there was a party at the Washington Hall, and people were lit. There was this orchestra pit, and it was the chill room, and my friend Josiah had set up a tea party like Alice in Wonderland because it was Alice in Wonderland themed. So they held the whole spread, including some cakes. It was delightful. And so this raver was like, I would love a massage. I'm like, who are you, Raver? I'm not here to give massages. And then I look at the table and I see some mustard. And I'm like, maybe I would like to give you a massage. Will you please take off your shirt, sir? And they did. And I proceed to put mustard all over my hands and give them a massage. And they love it. They were like, this is the best massage I've ever received in my life. And I'm like, yeah, I bet it is. And they're like, just feels so good. Do you smell mustard? I'm like, I'm using mustard on your back. And he's like, awesome.
Oh, it's so fucked up.
And I'm like, could I put cake on it? And he's like, yeah. And so I grab a hunk of cake and I just smear the cake over the mustard. And then I'm like, dude, sir, you should definitely ask that girl over there to lick the cake off your back and then it'll taste like mustard. And he's like, you're really fucked up, and leaves. He's just like so mad that I would suggest tricking a young lady into licking mustard cake, but he did not care that I covered him in shit.
I've heard this story. I
did give his consent, so I think this is maybe.
It might be okay.
He said okay.
Yeah.
He said okay.
I've heard this story. I think it's like almost like a myth or an urban legend.
The urban legend of Annika.
But I heard a different.
I did not drink at shows.
Yeah.
I do now, but I did not before, and I just get incredibly bored. And when I am bored, mischief happens. It's like worse than me being drunk because I need to create chaos. Because I am a demon. I cannot help it. It is very fun as long as no one gets hurt. Like with cake and mustard.
Mm-hmm. So the version of that story I heard is you said, do you want to be a raver hot dog? And he's like, what's a raver hot dog? He's like, well, you have to find out.
I did not. I wish I had that line, but
okay.
It was not that clever.
I mean, like...
I did also throw a chunk of cake into the cuddle puddle, which is regrettable and not nice. And it did hit someone in their hat, which was white, and they were like, did you do this? And I was like, yeah. And they're like, cool. And just walked off, so I guess it was okay.
You started a food fight at my show.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
But that was important because we had committed to eating too much ramen.
It was too much.
We were having a ramen eating contest and we had to eat 10 bowls.
Yeah, it was...
And so I had to throw some at my roommate.
Yeah,
And my ex.
For the record, I thanked her afterwards because I was going to puke.
I think we helped clean it up, too.
Yeah, everyone helped. Yeah, it was cool. But there was a moment there where it was like... I remember... Aaron, who was also like kind of like a business partner, and business, the Rave business. Miko, yeah, yeah, Miko. If you're watching this, we love you. Yeah. We're just standing there, and the venue owner was standing there, and we're just standing there, and she just goes, "Fuck!" like this. And he was like the weirdest, like most chilled out guy ever. He's like, well, you fucked up my floor. What are you gonna do? And I was like, don't worry, we're gonna take care of it. And we cleaned it up really quick. It was like instant, but.
And then Moochie started just throwing the bowls like behind her into the trash.
Oh,
I didn't. Caught that? Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
She was cheating.
Cheating.
We all cheated. That's how we win.
Yeah.
I got a trophy.
What's really funny is Monkey. I think it was Monkey. Yeah, he was gonna be in that, and he had like starved himself the whole day, and then he was like, I should smoke some weed before I go and I do this,
Cheater!
To
Performance enhancing drugs!
So you have to understand, he had like starved himself for this and prepared and was like mentally set on winning this eating competition, and he got caught outside in the line. He couldn't get back in, and he missed the whole thing, and he came back in and he told me that. It was really funny though. It was I mean, I laughed. I thought it was really funny. Yeah. Raves are chaotic, explosive, creative events. Yeah. So, let's see. How long have we been going? Do we?
Wrapping it up.
Do you think we should?
Yeah, seems good.
Okay. So, do you have any final thoughts here?
Yeah,
sorry.
I don't have thoughts in my head. I have no thoughts in my head. Empty. No thoughts. Only cute.
Okay. Do you think I should sell my Ethereum or I should hold it?
I don't know what that means.
Okay.
No thoughts.
It's
Only
literally
cute.
a stupid question. Yeah.
Is that?
It's cryptocurrency.
Yeah, it's got. Skip is NFTs.
NFTs, yeah.
Is that NFT of Rilakkuma?
I don't know what yeah.
Is that digital currency?
I don't know.
Is that a digital picture?
So I think.
Is that an Animal Crossing?
Is it an Animal Crossing? Is this a dream?
Is that a kind of dog?
Are we in a cryptocurrency?
Is that a cryptic message?
Is this life? What is this? Should we just end it right there?
Right. That's perfect.
Just on that stupid thing?
Yeah, that was it.
That's right. We're going to just cut it.
That was it.
All right. Bye, guys!
Later.
All right. Whew. How was that?
That was great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We don't talk about magnets. No one talks about magnets. Really don't like magnets. Yeah, no. Magnets. Don't like them. No, sirree. Don't like them. Fuck magnets. Yes, indeed. No magnets. No, sirree. Low effort music. This is the outro.